Life is sweet when you can take the bold step to climb the ladder of success, because it is the risk of climbing that determines how far you can go in life. So keep moving as we bring you another refreshing edition of Moving On from Voice of Nigeria. On today's edition, President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurates a committee on Northeast Initiative for Reconstruction and Rehabilitation. We'll highlight the inauguration. In addition, we'll spotlight on the recently concluded 32nd Annual National Scientific Workshop by nurses and midwives with participants from across the Federation. These issues and more will come your way as we spice it up with some contemporary Nigerian tunes for your listening delight. Stay tuned. My name is EBERE AJAGU. Let's start the program with this song by Nigeria's songster who is known as Nato C in this track entitled 10 over 10.
But I turn things around, I might fit that description. I might be like the pyramid, I'm not no Egyptian. I'm sick, no prescription can turn this to fiction. When it comes to the girls, that's a whole nother story. Only keep the ones that can cook and clean for me. So when I get that pot full of soup and that rice that I like, I do like a Maggie Cube and spice up your life. Only cause I'm NC, the only MC with an MSc. So don't be surprised when they jealous me. I know levels done change, so they select me. Oh shit, Baba Gordo, we celebrate as if we just hit the lotto. And what you done is a lotto, because levels done change. Levels done change now, they don't free to hold me again. Now I'm 10 over 10. Levels done change now, they don't free to hold me again, cause I'm 10 over 10. Yes, now boss. I'm 10 over 10, 10 over 10, 10 over 10. She can now I'm 10 over 10, 10 over 10, 10 over 10. She can 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 now I'm 10 over 10. She can 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 now I'm 10 over 10. Now I'm 10 over 10 and the money they extend and they cannot comprehend how I managed to ascend. And you know I no go send plenty people go pretend as they say they're really friends, but I do not recommend. Cause I know their agenda. Turn the sender, clear from my fender. No time to render, check my calendar. January, February to December. There's no space, I'm too blown to the BS. YES, PS, Joe, Motilo, Emi Oriwo. Because levels don't gather up gone. They can't form when they disform. I'm still tighter than the weed that their girlfriend fixed on. You know my P, I don't think it'll ever exhaust. She can not your why. Yes, boss. Things are not saying as before. Things are not the same, no. Things are not the same as before. Levels done change now, they don't fit for me again. Now I'm 10 over 10. Levels done change now, they don't fit for me again, cause I'm 10 over 10. Now I'm 10 over 10, 10 over 10, 10 over 10. She can now I'm 10 over 10, 10 over 10, 10 over 10. She can
Nato Chukwu Chikwe, also known as Nato C, is a Nigerian rapper, Afrobeat artist, and a producer. The song entitled 10 over 10 preaches the good tidings of change which the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari has embarked upon. Recently, the president inaugurated a committee for the reconstruction of the northeast region of the country. Things will indeed not be the same anymore with the internal displaced persons, as the initiative headed by General Theophilus Danjuma, retired, is saddled with the responsibility of coordinating the reconstruction of the region that has been ravaged by Boko Haram insurgency. The Boko Haram insurgents have rendered over 2 million people homeless and destroyed property worth billions of naira. Soon everything about Boko Haram will be a thing of the past. Now, as government takes proactive measures to rehabilitate internally displaced peoples and reconstruct the entire region. The mission of the committee was clear from President Muhammad Buhari's speech.
The committee is domiciled in the presidency and is charged with the responsibility for developing the strategy, implementation framework for rebuilding Northeast regions. The Presidential Committee on the Northeast Initiative will not exist in perpetuity or isolation. Rather, it will exist for a period of 3 years, where after it is envisaged that a long-term regional development framework or entity may be established.
President Muhammad Buhari there speaking on the recently inaugurated Committee for the Reconstruction of the Northeast of Nigeria. The chairman of the committee, General Theophilus Danjuma, admonished that everyone involved in the committee will play a lead role to ensure the success of the initiative.
Everyone has a role to play. We raised 50 billion naira at that fundraising, but in the event, only 23 billion was redeemed. We have a list of those who made pledges. We will not embarrass them.
Retired General Theophilus Danjuma speaking on the role the Committee on Northeast Initiative is expected to play. The committee is to operate for only 3 years and it will be the apex coordinating body for all interventions in the region. President Muhammad Buhari, in his thoughtful act, inaugurated this committee in order to bring back the internally displaced persons to the original place of abode, ease their burden and give them a sense of relief. All these initiatives are aimed at making people from the region to embrace the nation and feel warmth after several years of agony suffered in the hands of the Boko Haram insurgents. The question now is, how many Nigerians believe in this vision of reconstructing the Northeast to ensure that the internally displaced persons can go back home? My producer LILIAN was on the streets of Lagos to get the views of some Nigerians on the recent inauguration.
The people of that area have suffered enough, and this is the time for them to start smiling. So it's in order.
Me, I'll say I'm not in support of it. Because President Buhari, maybe I'll actually say because he's an Hausa man, he came from the north.
It's a very good idea because we all know the issue of the Boko Haram in the northeast.
It's not a good idea because there are so many places in Nigeria too that are not too good. They should also look at some other places that were destroyed in Nigeria. So it's not a good idea.
Welcome idea because they can now return to their homes. The government has really done a great thing.
I think it's very okay for them to reconstruct the area because life has been so hard for people living around that area. So for them to reconstruct it, it will make them have a very good environment, live a very comfortable life.
I think the government has really tried in giving the people shelter because right now, without the shelter, they will not be able to start from anywhere.
It's a good step now. People should be rehabilitated. At least everybody is entitled to accommodation. So let them rehabilitate themselves so that they will start living their normal life.
I mean, inaugurating committee is not the best thing for now, what we need right now. I think there are a lot of things that should be taken care of.
But the truth of the matter is the sincerity of purpose in it, all right? It's one thing to set up a committee. It's another thing to follow up and ensure that the right things are done. Or else we'll just be making ways for some people to take advantage of the situation and make money for themselves.
That was a cross-section of Nigerians on the streets of Lagos in southwest Nigeria airing their views about the inauguration of the Committee on Rebuilding of Northeast Nigeria. Well, it is certain that the internally displaced persons in the Northeast and the average Nigerians are sure to have a good life because change has come to stay. One can only hope and pray that insurgency will remain a thing of the past and that fortune will smile on Nigerians one day, as our music maestro LD opined in this song entitled One Day. Enjoy it.
The children of this great nation will look forward to a much brighter future. One day, we can fully utilize the resources of this great nation to its full potential. I have a dream.
One day, it go better. For Naija, money go circulate like to go day. One day, we no go need to jack. Come on to Naija. We don't take, I feel like we do today.
It's still the same guys, still the same lies, still the same breed, still the same greed, still the same promise. 10 years in office, make no change, except for their pockets. They really don't care, and we don't either. We'd rather just chill, watch them deceive us, trust in God. That's what they teach us, idolize leaders, ballers, preachers. And don't ask questions, else they'll kill. Watch them loot, they rob, they steal. All the resources under our nose. Can't blame them, it's a position we chose. Stay subdued, modern day slaves, living like ish in these modern day caves. We must say no, that's the solution. New day, new way, new revolution. Hey, one day it go better. For Naija, money to circulate like today. One day, we don't go need to job. Come on to Naija. It's been about 50 years of this struggle. Been a long time we've been on this hustle. It's almost as if said we no one grow. People they lead us just to make dough. Cause if like no day, generator must sell. And if you get gen, you must to buy fuel. And to buy fuel, no be small matter. Without borehole, you know if you get clean water. So how poor man supposed to do business? How small child supposed to fight sickness? For hospital drugs, you know they. And if you get one, you must to first pay. Now our education done they fall short. All skilled workers just won't come out. This kind of system, you know, sustainable. It is not sustainable. One day, we go better. For Naija, money to circulate like today. One day, we don't go need to job. Come on to Naija. Me, I go down, I go still, they speak my mind. For all the basic amenities, my people they find. Our children they die, our wives they cry. And it's all due to the corruption, we must say no.
LD The Don is an Afro hip-hop singer. He is a rapper, record producer, a songwriter, and an architect. The song, which was done in the English language and Pidgin English, states that the hope for Nigerians even in this downturn period is to stay focused and not give up despite the recession. Yes, the road to greatness of a nation is for every citizen to cultivate the habit of staying alive to their responsibilities. That is the way to make Nigeria become the most desirable nation to live in. Laws of the land must be obeyed in order to stay safe, as safety is one of the keys to success. Obeying rules and regulations also implies obeying road signs, because it is usually said that a safety message could save thousands of lives. Let's learn more of it in this drama on road signs, courtesy of Radio Netherlands.
I'm finding math so hard, Alice. I just can't seem to get my head around that algebra. Have you got any spare time to give me a hand?
Sure, Nancy. Mom's still in hospital, but Nelson is with her, so there isn't anyone at home at the moment. I'm halfway through the homework already, so if we head back to your house, we could get started and I could go through the first half with you. But can we grab a soda first? I'm so thirsty.
Yeah, let's have a soda at the kiosk just over there by the highway. Then we could grab a bus on the other side of the road to my place.
Sounds good.
How's your family, by the way?
Oh, They're okay. Well, as okay as you can be after 2 accidents in 2 days. Dad's still in shock after he caused that crash. The police are still questioning him too. He may have his license taken away.
But Nelson is okay. And your mom?
Yes, he seems fine now. And Mom? Well, she's just beside herself about ever going in a car again.
It's unbelievable how people drive here.
It's all slightly pulling my family apart at the moment. So much guilt and blame. Anyway,
I'll just pay for the sodas. Then we can go.
Right, let's go. God, I hate crossing this road every day. Cars seem to accelerate almost when they see you about to cross the road. Crazy drivers.
Oh, it's not that bad. You just have to pick your moment and then make a run for it. I'll go first. Watch.
You're not going now, are you? There's a car speeding up.
I'm already at the middle of it. I'll see you on the other side.
Nancy, are you okay? Jeez, what are you doing, Nancy? The car almost hit you.
That was horrible. I just slipped when I was climbing over the wall. Thank God that driver managed to swerve. He didn't stop though. He's just driven off.
You gave me a heart attack. My mom in hospital, my brother in an accident, and then you? Come on, Nancy. Let's get us to your house now before something else happens. Guess I should get going. It's already dark and Mom hates me on the roads when it's dark. See you tomorrow?
Yes. Thanks so much for your help. See you tomorrow.
It's just lethal having to walk along the road at night.
Hey, watch out. I didn't see you there. You shouldn't be walking in the dark dressed like that. No one can see you.
Yeah, right. As if I'm going to put on those awful reflective bands. Not exactly very cool. Think I'd rather...
You are lucky. I think my wing had just got your shoulder. Are you fine? Let me help you up.
What the hell do you think you are doing? You didn't even slow down. Don't you look out for people on the roads? Just because you're in a car doesn't mean you're on the roads.
Hey, don't you shout at me. How could I see you? You're in a black t-shirt and a black jeans. Don't you know anything? If you walk around at night, you should wear something light, so at least drivers can see you.
That wouldn't make any difference. You people think you're on the roads, just knocking people over like that. You watch where you're going.
Listen, lady, I would have just driven off and left you, but I stopped to help. But if you're going to talk to me like that, I won't bother. Shame on you.
That drama on road signs was brought to you courtesy of Radio Netherlands. The drama was on safety on our roads. Road users are expected to be cautious of the road signs to avoid road accidents, which may lead one to the hospital. The hospital is a place where different people with different health issues come to in order to get solutions to their health challenges. Once in a hospital, the key people that first come in contact with these different individuals are the nurses. Nursing is a unique and noble profession which should never be taken for granted. This is the reason the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives gather annually for a national scientific workshop to discuss and learn more on their chosen career. The 32nd Annual National Scientific Workshop was held recently in Lagos with the theme Emerging Health Issues, a Challenge for Health Promotion. My producer LILIAN ARIO was at the event and she spoke to nurse Mary Latif Yusuf, the chairman of the state chapter of the association.
What we have here is an annual national scientific conference of National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Forum for Local Government Nurses and Midwives. What that means is that nurses that work in all the local government of Nigeria will come together once in a year to interact and organize scientific sessions through which we can upgrade the standard of our profession. That is what we do every year. Lagos State is the one hosting this year. And also, during this period, we give our bits to the society. Like a day before the opening ceremony, we went for a community outreach at Oregon Boys Remand Home, and we made presentation of food items, insecticide-treated nets, and we deworm them apart from other medical treatment that we gave the wards there.
So tell me more, how is it done? Lagos State is hosting it. Is it usually done in Lagos State annually, or
it's rotated among the 36 states of federation, including the Federal Capital Territory. It was just the turn of Lagos State to host the national conference. Actually, Lagos State is a pioneer state because this is the 32nd edition that we are having now, and this is the third time Lagos State will be hosting the conference period.
Ma, can you tell me more about the health challenges that have to be talked about?
Yes, like one of the topic of the conference, the theme was emerging infectious diseases. Emerging and re-emerging. We have a lot of infectious diseases that we felt we have gotten rid of in the past that are now coming back now. Let me give you an example. We have a lot of people with tuberculosis now. And if you give a child BCG, you assume that child is covered for life in those days. That is not the case now. Maybe because of the poverty, overcrowding, urbanization, slums, a lot of slums here and there. We now have tuberculosis re-emerging and people getting infected without knowing that this individual is already infected. So we were trying to draw the attention of the government towards all these infectious agents. And more than that, there are some contrived infections, disease agents too, that are caused by human error. We have a lot of TB now giving birth. Some of them need to be educated on infection and prevention and control so that they are not going to be infecting one mother, through use of the same blade for scarifications or the same set of delivery instruments. That's part of what we are doing at this conference.
That was Nurse Mary Latif Yusuf speaking on the importance of the annual conference to the growth of the profession. One can arguably say the nursing and midwifery profession is a noble profession that takes care of the sick, the pregnant women, and even accident victims. Most patients in the hospital come with various ailments that could necessitate pain. Pain can make patients behave in an unruly manner, which may require a lot of tolerance to handle. It is therefore imperative to imbibe tolerance as a virtue. Wondering how tolerance can be imbibed? Well, you need not ponder far, as Voice of Nigeria's Chris Umuri tells us more about tolerance in the next item.
The Oxford English Dictionary defines tolerance as a willingness to accept or tolerate somebody or something, especially opinions and behaviors that you may not agree with, or people who are not like you. Tolerance is a way of life that accepts things that one cannot change and the ability to leave such things for the sake of peace. Tolerance is an attitude that differentiates the wise from the unwise. It is tolerance that makes people of different tribes and ethnic groups, different educational status and beliefs to coexist together without fracas. Tolerance helps couples to live for many years without separating or even divorcing. For a teacher to stay in business, he needs tolerance to be able to impart knowledge to both the fast and slow learners. Traders require tolerance to manage and interact with different kinds of people on a daily basis. Tolerance gives room for being open-minded and a lack of biased mind. When one is able to tolerate the people and the situations around him, one's endurance capability is poured to its highest level. Tolerance begets love as it encourages humility, gentleness, and patience. For one to have this great virtue, one must learn to appreciate people and the way they are, regardless of their strengths and weaknesses. One must also learn to impact on people's lives positively by helping them turn their weaknesses into strength. Self-denial is another great aspect of being tolerant, because one would need to ignore a whole lot of excesses from people and bear the brunt without complaining. Tolerance can yield a lot of positive results, as it could serve as a test on one's patience, which may in turn pave way for them on the long run. This is in view of the fact that tolerance is a means of bringing people from the zero level to their greatest heights in life. Tolerance is indeed a great virtue that eradicates stress, as it helps one to take life and things around them easy. Tolerance also brings about peace, unity, and coexistence among people. So, be tolerant in life, as you never can tell when you will meet an angel that has the blessings with your name tag, who may appear in disguise like a demon.
That piece on tolerance was written by my producer and presented by Chris Mori. Tolerance indeed is imperative, especially among people in business and in relationships. Talking about tolerance in relationships brings to mind the bond that exists between the musical duo of Tunde and Wumi. Well, that is the story of this beautiful couple who have remained married for over 18 years, doing what they love doing together, that is singing. Now let's listen to one of their tracks entitled EBERE.
Baba God bless it now. Forever. Who I be here? No matter. Say na me and you go jolly forever. Forever, forever.
Tunde and Wumi Obey, fondly called two by fans, a Nigerian showbiz couple, entertainers, television personalities, and entrepreneurs. They met and began their music career as undergraduates in the early 90s and later got married in 1998. Their song EBERE, which means blessing, was done in Yoruba language spoken in southwest of Nigeria. Blessings surely await us as we continue to cultivate the habit of being tolerant in all we do. Well, that's all we have for you on this edition of Moving On that came to you from Voice of Nigeria. My producer has been LILIAN ARIO, while the sound manager was Jane Okereke. Until I come your way, I am EBERE AJAGU. Signing off.